Grocery prices are out of fucking control. I normally go to Costco every 2 weeks. And this week when I went, I got to the cashier and he rang me up. He said $495.
Bro, I'm not gonna make it in this world because, like, tell me why I just went to Kroger's and got groceries. I just got paid today. How the did I barely get any food and it's $73? Like, what the am I gonna do?
Welcome back to Edwards Economics. My name's Kaylin, and the price that you pay for groceries is about to become so high you're not even gonna believe it. Walmart has electronic shelf labels in about 2,300 stores already, and they're on track for full deployment in the US by the end of this year. Kroger has the Edge system in about 500 stores and is targeting 2,600 by the end of this year as well. Most Americans have absolutely no clue that this infrastructure already exists and that it's already installed. So what in the world is going on with grocery prices in America? Well, let's find out.
I'm getting fed up with the prices of groceries. The price of groceries are too sky high and some things need to change because to be spending $1,000 a month cash in groceries, if not more, it might be more than 1,000. I'm like, how is that possible? Like, I just went shopping last week and I spent over $300. This week, the food's gone. The whole 6 days later, literally 6, not even 7 days, 6 days later, the food's pretty much gone. The fridge is bare. I'm like, how? Because $300 don't get you, that's how. So when you used to be able to go and spend, $150 and fill up your cabinet's fridge, and now it lasts you a couple weeks, $300 is not lasting anybody a week. Like, dude, it needs to change. Either I'm going to start walking my habits out with those carts, just like people used to do back in the days of addiction, but filled with TVs and electronics. It's going to be filled with food. I don't care.
Hey, what's up, America? I'm here at a Walmart, and I want to show you the electronic pricing tags that can change prices based on surge pricing. What? So as you know, a lot of places are starting to replace actual paper tags with digital tags. Here at the Walmart by me.
Are we serious right now? I thought that was just good technology. I didn't know if they're over their control. No.
They're doing that now. So let me show you what these look like and let me show you the difference. So here's a digital tag. These prices can change at a moment's notice.
Wow.
And they do throughout the day. Every single one has been changed to a digital tag. So these prices will go up 3 or 5 cents depending on what time of day it is. And they'll go up when more people are here shopping, and they'll go down when fewer people are here. So let me show you the difference. Here's an actual tag, and then here's the digital tag. See, they look identical, but this one is a digital tag. You can see here behind the glass. So this is happening at every Walmart across the country, and this will be happening at every grocery store across the country at some point. They can literally take these prices and change them up and down a couple of cents throughout the day and make millions. And then they'll incrementally raise them so it'll always be higher. See, look at these prices. These prices are indicating that they've raised them and lowered them slightly throughout the day, and there's videos online showing these prices changing. And they're also planning on using your phone data to change the prices as you're perusing.
So that makes sense. So you download the Walmart app or whatever grocery store app. They get your location data, they get all your payment data, and they know how often you're coming in based off of the last time you came in, or even better, where your phone literally is. Knowing you're in the store, probably using some type of AI to predict what you're about to run out of. And just the moment before you go purchase whatever you're about to purchase, boop, spike up the price. That's crazy. And now with people building out their grocery carts online, oh man, we might need to go back to cash again, y'all.
This, a couple of weeks ago, We had it on for 75 cents for a 2-pound bag of onions. We just got a shipment in. We had to raise it to $1.
Food Fair owner Munther Zaid says shippers and suppliers are adding fuel surcharges, forcing him to pass those costs on. The fuel crisis from the Middle East war is driving food prices higher, starting with imported produce and some meat and dairy.
The fresh stuff is where you're going to see the immediate impact.
It's becoming more expensive for trucking companies to transport goods, with the price of diesel jumping 40% since the war began. That's rippling through the food supply chain to grocers.
We're now at the point where we can't hold off any longer, and what consumers are seeing at the fuel pump is what the grocers are seeing at their back doors.
And shoppers in rural and remote communities will feel the squeeze even more.
We should anticipate that there's going to be an increase in food inflation in the months ahead. You just have to be transparent and honest about that. There's just no magic bullet that can erase that from happening.
The thing that gets me is this isn't just a within the past month thing. For the past 2 years, I've been diligently tracking my family's grocery bill. I mean, as soon as we leave the grocery store, I'll take a picture of the receipt. And you know what? I compiled all those receipts, like 100 of them over the past couple of years. And I threw it into Claude. And it's up like 30%. Like, it's insane. All the grocery prices are up like 30%. This is based off of my own anecdotal experience, my own tracking.
Why are groceries so expensive? I just stopped on my way home from work to get something for tonight. And my God, it was like over $40. It's insane. Like, I think about my kids when they were growing up. We had 4. So to feed a family of 6, I would go to the grocery store. I might have spent $120 for the whole week. And that would feed all 6 of us. Breakfast, lunch, and supper. And now I can't even get out just for supper for over $40.
Yep.
It's insane to me. I was a stay.
It depends though, because I think it's at least $25 just for a simple meal, a protein, some steak, some chicken thighs, chicken breast, and a couple of vegetables, a couple different sides of vegetables. But if you think you're gonna be eating out, good luck. I know for my family of 4, if we go to Chick-fil-A, it's gonna be $50. If we go to Chipotle, it's gonna be $50. Guys, what to eat? What? What?
At-home mom, and my husband worked at the time, and we were good. I mean, the kids were fed, they had clothes on their backs. There's no way, I don't see how a family can make it now with just one of the parents working. I mean, there's just no way. Everything's expensive, and not only groceries, but housing and rent and gas, and I mean, it's just insane. And something needs to get done about it, because I don't know how much longer people can go like this. Thank God I've got a pretty good job where I can afford groceries, but I know there are people struggling right now, and it's awful, and things need to get lower, or this whole economy is just going to be bad. And I
don't think anything can be done about it though, unless we just let the system fail. The problem is that won't happen. Big banks are going to get bailed out. All the large corporations are going to get bailed out. Inflation is going to surge. And then we're going to be left to pick up the pieces, wondering if AI is going to take our jobs, or wondering if the dollars that we make today are going to have any remotely close to any value that they had today, tomorrow, or the next day, because the inflation is so high. Cooked.
Bro, I'm not gonna make it in this world, because, like, tell me why I just went to Kroger's and got groceries. I just got paid today, my fucking paycheck, and I spent $73 on popcorn, crackers, Cheez-Its, milk, ranch dressing, tomatoes, just basic shit, man. Like,
you gotta avoid the snacks.
You
gotta avoid the snacks. The snacks are gone. Not even just because of health, but because of the wallet health. The snacks are gone. You just got to get the whole foods, and that'll kind of soften this a bit. But yeah, y'all. The Oreos, you can't even get a bag of Oreos anymore. Cereal? If you eat cereal, $10 a box. Yeah, right.
Fucking Cheez-Its and a box of crackers was $5 a piece. The ranch dressing was $5. The tomatoes were $4. Like, the milk is $7 a gallon, and my kid drinks 3 gallons a week. That's $20.
Wow.
Like, how the did I barely get any food, and it's $73? Like, what the am I gonna do?
Somebody needs to explain to me why I can't afford this ground beef. I go into the supermarket, okay, because I'm looking for some ground beef for my lasagna and also for my spaghetti. I've heard the ground beef. Why is it $30? Who can afford that? And don't get me started on the chuck roast. The chuck roast is like $15 per pound.
It literally is. It literally is. We just had some tacos last night. My wife threw it in the crock pot, the chuck roast. And as she was searing it, I was up here working and I smell the aroma coming upstairs. And I just know it's $15 a pound. It's good though.
Insane. What happened to groceries becoming more affordable? What the hell? That's an affordable line. Like, I am so disgusted right now. Dinner canceled because I can't even afford
Hey, don't cancel dinner. Don't cancel dinner. The thing is, we're going to have to be way more strategic about leftovers from now on. We got to be way more strategic about it. What we need to do is understand that whatever meal we make on one day, we got to start rationing, y'all. We have to ration our dinners. Eat half of what you would on one day. And then eat the other half the next day. I don't care if you're hungry. You got to eat so you don't starve. Oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness. So let me lay down what we're actually looking at, because the headlines are confusing on purpose. An electronic shelf label is a digital tag that replaces that little paper price sticker. Once every shelf in a store has one, the retailer can change the price at any time on any item for any reason. That's the capability. That's the infrastructure. And that's what's already been installed at scale. Walmart has roughly 2,300 stores with electronic shelf labels today. And what's worse is it's targeting the full American footprint by the end of this year. Kroger has its Edge system in about 500 stores as of right now, and is targeting 2,600 stores by this year's end as well. Kroger's CEO sat in front of the Senate Banking Committee and admitted infrastructure could enable dynamic pricing. Y'all, we're familiar with dynamic pricing. If you've ever been to Disneyland, Disney World, if you've ever been on an airplane, you're familiar with dynamic pricing. You do not want that for your groceries. But he also did say that the company isn't currently doing it. Both things can be true, and both things can stop being true at the exact same moment. So now layer the research on top of that. Studies on personalized AI pricing have shown price differences of up to 23% between two customers buying the exact same item at the exact same second. Y'all, it's getting scary out here because I don't think of that as efficiency. That's literally just price discrimination with AI. AI enforced price discrimination is diabolical. FTC opened a surveillance pricing investigation specifically because of this. We have senators that have introduced bills to ban surge pricing on essential goods. And food is one of the most essential goods that we could ever have. Instacart is already under federal investigation for AI pricing experiments. None of this is hypothetical anymore, y'all. We're not just making it up and screaming that the sky is falling. No, this is here today. So there's a reason why you and most Americans might be staring at your grocery bill and wondering why it looks like a mortgage.
If I see a post of someone's grocery shopping where they say how much they spent, and I see a bunch of comments saying, oh, well, there's your problem. You bought a bunch of name brand stuff. You got Bounty. You got Philadelphia. Or, oh, you went to Trader Joe's. You went to Wegmans. Do we not work full time? Are we not all adults that are working full time? Why the f are you defending the prices? Saying, well, it's your fault for getting name brand. If we want to buy Bounty paper towels in Philadelphia when we work 35 to 40 plus hours a week, we should be able to do that.
That's where I kind of part ways, right? Look, we're all on the same page about things being expensive, but nobody is making y'all buy name brand stuff. And if you are going to buy name brand stuff, then yeah, you can complain with the rest of us about how expensive things are. But we just feel a little less bad for you because you're not even optimizing for the cheapness. All right.
And I don't understand why y'all are all sitting around going, oh, shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that. I work my butt off. You work your butt off. You should be able to buy what you need. And if you want to spend it at Trader Joe's, Wegmans, Healthy Living in Vermont, the City Market Co-op. You should be able to do that. You should be able to buy whatever you want with your money because you are an adult working full time. But y'all want to say that's okay because it's a name brand. This is
a pound of ground beef, the cheapest beef available, is now more than the federal minimum wage. A pound of ground beef at my local King Soopers is $7.49 because it's not on sale. The minimum federal wage is $7.20 something cents. Chuck roast, which has always been the cheapest roast available, is now $9.99 a pound. And it's not like you can just buy a pound of it. It's a roast.
Right. Got 2 or 3.
And that makes chuck roast, on
$20,
average, about $28. You know, one of the reasons that I shop at places like Costco is because I can afford a membership and I buy in bulk because that lowers your cost per pound. But of course, poor people are penalized because they can't afford to buy in bulk. It is the penalty you pay for being poor.
Is anyone else noticing their grocery bill going up a lot? Because I shop at Sprouts 90% of the time. And I used to spend about $100 for 2 bags of groceries. That would probably be roughly 2 to 3 days worth of food for me and my family. And that's gone from $100 to like $140, $150 now. And that's a big jump. I mean, I know tariffs and everything going into effect, prices are supposed to rise, but that's a lot. That's like a 50% increase in the span of, 5 months, 6 months. Just wondering if anyone else is noticing that.
Costco right now, and I know I showed you guys a video of me at Walmart showing you that it was like $50 for 3 ribeyes. I'm about to show you how much it is here at Costco. You guys kept telling me to come to Costco, so here, I'm at Costco. Let's see. This is insane. $104, $109, $105. 99.89 cents. Oh my gosh, this is insane. The meat prices have skyrocketed. I don't know what's going on. There is an entire meat section here, and all of them are at least over the $20 mark. All of them. All of the meat here is. Everything. 43, 44, 45. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna lie. This honestly is not that bad. For $14, you can get all of this pork. That's not bad at all. Over here, they have pork loin for $18. You get all of this pork. So I don't think shopping in bulk is going to be as bad. But if you're going to places like Walmart, Target, places that are close to you, that is not your friend, honey. Not at all. Shop around, find what works. This ground beef is $38. OMG, but it comes with so much. I don't know if this is good or bad. Okay, $33, $34. How are we feeling? And
here's why this matters way more than ride-sharing apps like Uber's surge pricing or even hotel surge pricing. When Uber surges, you can walk, you can take a bus, or you could just stay at home. When a hotel surges, you can sleep somewhere else. When you start to get into food surge pricing, like when you go in the grocery store and it's not what you expected, are you just not gonna eat? Guys, demand for food is what we call in economics inelastic. You can't substitute out eating. You can't wait for a better time when you just might feel like it to feed your kids. And retailers know this. The algorithms know this. They're literally programmed for it. And that's why applying dynamic pricing to groceries is categorically different as an ethical problem than applying it to a car ride. So companies are going to tell you that this is about cutting waste and passing the savings on to the customer. Kroger cited that they did 55,000 price adjustments just last month with an average price adjustment down 9%. And that sounds generous until you realize the baseline they're adjusting down from is the elevated post-2022 price floor that they already set. Adjusting a $12 jar of salsa down to $8 and bragging about it isn't a discount. It should have never been $12 in the first place. And this is where this all starts to feel like choreography, like they're just playing in our face. What you should actually be watching as all this infrastructure gets rolled out is whether or not the capability sits dormant or if it gets activated. Because once the infrastructure is in, it doesn't come out. As soon as they figure out they can make billions of dollars a quarter doing this, y'all, this is going to be the new norm.
Grocery prices are out of control. I normally go to Costco every 2 weeks. And this week when I went, I got to the cashier and he rang me up. He said $495. Then I looked at my wife, she looked at me and she said, "Can you add a cookie and a ice cream sundae on that?" While she's waiting in line to get her ice cream sundae and her cookie, I started going through the receipt because I want to make sure that I didn't get overcharged for anything or I didn't get charged twice. And I counted every item. It was right.
Wow.
And I still have to go to Save Mart. And I got to put in gas. That's probably going to be a good $700-800 that I spent today. Just in food and gas.
$17.33. That's how much I paid today for this coffee. I'm here and I'm just adding some numbers together and doing my budget because you know what? Today I asked my husband, where's the money? We're making the best we've ever made. Both earners, both incomes, good incomes and everything. And we don't have money. We're living paycheck to paycheck basically. So I put the numbers together and I decided to look at my budget. On June the 2nd, 2023, and I'm going to try to insert somewhere here the photo. I took a shot of, how much I paid for it. On June the 2nd, 2023, the same exact coffee was $9.92. It's almost doubled in 2 years. Of course, my salary hasn't doubled. My income has not doubled. It went up a little bit, but certainly nowhere near that. And I don't know where my money goes. Every month, I'm struggling.
I keep hearing people say that groceries are more expensive than eating out these days. And that might be true. If you can't grocery shop worth a damn. Oh, a McDonald's burger is $7, but all the ingredients for a burger at the grocery store is $17. Yeah, but you can have burgers all week. It might not be what you want, but 8 out of 10 times, groceries are always going to be cheaper. Now, do I want to cook? That's a different story.
Look, I'm on this side too, right? But here's the thing. The groceries are going to be cheaper. Your price per meal is going to be cheaper. The problem is the delta between what you would spend eating out and what you would spend making your food at home has shrank to the point where you might want to start looking at it like, okay, then you account for the time that you're spending cooking and whatever your hourly wage is. I'm not advocating for eating out. I don't eat out like that. My family, we cook most of our meals at home, like 90% of them. I love barbecuing. I barbecue pretty much every day. But when you start looking at it, if you go too deep into the numbers, you're going to be spending $2,000 a month anyway. Thank you guys for watching today's video. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, like this video, and let me know what your average grocery bill is right now. I'm talking per week. You can give it to us per month as well. We can do the math. If you haven't already, go ahead and go to edwardseconomics.com and subscribe there, where I go into more biblical insight about what's going on in the world in a way that I don't usually get into here. Thank you guys for watching this video once again. I pray the Lord blesses you, that he keeps you, that he lifts his face towards you, that he turns his countenance towards you, that he gives you favor, and that he gives you peace.